That should be better. All right, I'm Jester Poser. SDCC 2026 went yesterday. Has been a crazy trip. It's me, the wife, the kids, and it's my first time ever going to San Diego Comic-Con. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time. I've been pretty much a geek or a nerd my whole life, so every year I tune in to SDCC and check all the updates, all the panels, watch them on YouTube if it's the stuff that I'm interested in. I will say I think the past few years have been particularly lackluster. Nothing crazy in terms of the panels. I take that back. If it was last year that Robert Downey Jr. came out with the Doctor Doom mask, I guess that was cool. But this is the haul that we're working with here, and I just want to give some thoughts while I go over some of the stuff that I got here and kind of give my thoughts in a little bit of a rant, I would say, on the disappointment that I felt at various stages going there. One thing I know for certain now is that, again, all of these are coming from a first timer. So these thoughts that you're about to hear are somebody that has been to Comic Cons before. I've been to several different Comic Cons, never New York or San Diego Comic Con, which are two of the sort of the big ones, but like smaller ones in Tennessee and Florida and things like that, in Connecticut, things of that nature. And I would say that you need to go for the whole weekend. That's the first thing right away, is you need to go for the whole weekend because we went Thursday. We went Wednesday night, actually, to pick up our badges, and that's when we got these bags, right? So they give you these bags, these promotional bags. Everybody gets one with their badge. So when they give you your badge, when they activate it or whatever, they give you a bag on the way out and a pin. Surprisingly, I don't have any of the pins here, so I think those are scattered around the rental car or something like that right now. We'll pick them up eventually. But you do have one? Oh, thank you. There we go. That's cool. So that's try to get the real experience here. So that's been, sorry for the lighting too, because we're in a hotel here, so I'm just going to try to keep it as concise as I can while reviewing some of these things. One thing, I guess it's a bit of a faux pas, is that you're not supposed to ask for a different bag. So my wife and kids, we go and we get our badges, and we get the Rookie TV show with Nathan Fillion. I like Nathan Fillion, but I have no idea what the Rookie is. Don't know the show, never watched it, don't know if it's even out yet. Maybe it's a new show that's coming out.
No, I know it.
You do know it?
Yeah.
You know Nathan Fillion because he played Frank Castle, or not Frank Castle, sorry, Castle from the TV show.
It's kind of like a...
Hi, John Dubs. What's going on, man?
Some crime show.
It looks like a police
Yeah.
show. That's obvious because he's wearing a cop uniform in the image. So yeah, I could have told you that.
I watched it before.
Regardless, so my wife and kids all got, all right, we got a bunch of bags. They were all the Rookie. We don't know the Rookie. And so I go up and I say, hey, can I switch this out for any other bag? And the guy was very nice, and he gives me an American Dad bag. So I was very happy about that. Love American Dad, love Stan. I think it's better than Family Guy. I think American Dad is probably Seth MacFarlane's best work, honestly. And still going strong, by the way. And then my kids are seeing Percy Jackson bags. So once I get back from the booth, I go up to the guy again, and I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. Can I trade out one more bag for a Percy Jackson one? And he says... we're really not supposed to do this, but okay. So we give him the Rookie bag. He gives us the Percy Jackson bag. Cool. Very nice. Then I walk over, and my wife is like, I don't want mine either. And so she gets an American Dad bag. So she has hers somewhere around here. And then
I wanted the Simpsons.
Yeah, she wanted the Simpsons, which is apparently, I guess, harder to get. I don't know. I think these bags have different levels of rarity. Supposedly, that's what somebody said. Maybe not. I don't know. This one here, we're leaving Wednesday night, okay? We're leaving the preview night, whatever it's called. We went just to get our badges and to be familiar with the arena before we go. Hi, John Dubs. Hi, Dominique Hawthorne. So we go there to get our badges and then leave, right? Planning to go the following morning. As we're leaving, a woman approaches us, a nice lady, older lady, looks like she's in her late 40s, and she has this bag. Sorry, she has the anime bag. And she didn't have it on her though. So one of my daughters had a Percy Jackson bag. Actually, two of them, both daughters had a Percy Jackson bag. So we had two. So she was a fan of Percy Jackson, and she didn't get a Percy Jackson bag. And she kindly approached us and asked if we would be willing to trade or if she would buy the bag from us. And we agreed. I said, I don't want your money. I mean, we can just trade if you have a cool bag. And she was like, oh, I have one of the anime ones. And I was like, done. Let's do it. So we did the anime bag. And we ended up doing that the next day. So we exchanged phone numbers, went back there the next day. One thing about Comic-Con, I will say, it's very easy to communicate with people there. It is so easy to make friends there or just acquaintances if you barely have to try. It's sort of like people kind of are magnetic there, and because of the environment that it's in, it's supposed to be a sort of social environment, a bunch of like-minded people all talking together, sharing their interests and hobbies and whatnot. So it is a environment ripe for friendship, if I had to put it like that. Anyway, I go there. I'm a fan of Mezco, right? So we go there Thursday morning, and we don't know the layout. It was a disaster to get inside because we are being directed by these people, these dummies that don't know anything, okay? They are obviously hired there like a week before, and they're just told to, I guess, I don't know, move people to Hall H. Everywhere you go there, they assume you want to go to Hall H. I didn't want to go to Hall H. I was more interested in the the exhibit floor for like the exclusives, for like the collectibles and the figures and stuff, And then after later on in the day, if we have time, once we got our shopping done, I guess we would maybe catch a panel. We didn't end up catching a panel, by the way, because it's so big, it's so overwhelming there that, again, we clearly underestimated it. And this is why, again, I was saying at the beginning, you need to go there for the whole weekend. Like that's a no-brainer now, we know. So you need to go there Thursday to Sunday if you want to accomplish everything that you planned to accomplish. So we go there, and we have a stroller with us, and we have like 3 kids total. One is only one, so she's still in the stroller. So they try to be considerate of that, but at the same time, we go there, and I'm just telling them, I just want to get inside to the vendors. And the guy directs me to the line to go to Hall H. I didn't realize it at that time. I thought he was telling us to go the right way. So we wait in line, and we waste 30 minutes, probably even more, at the beginning because of the... I'm trying not to be nasty. Because of the dummies there that are telling us where to go. The security guys that obviously aren't trained, they have no fucking clue what's going on. So we were misdirected, and then we're going back and forth, okay, completely lost. And then finally we end up at the exhibit floor at around 9:37, let's say. They open officially at 9:30. I go straight to Mezco. I like Mezco. That's what I collect. I have a lot of the DC Mezco stuff. Last year I bought Red Hood. I got the pre-order for Red Hood after San Diego Comic-Con, so I was very happy about that. Was not excited for the exclusives this year. I didn't really care about what they're offering. They're offering like the Batman, the animated series Batman for Mezco, and one of their original characters. It's like the black guy, like with the fucking, I don't know, the cool shoes and interchangeable hair and hat or whatever. I would have bought them if they had them, but they didn't have them. I go to the Mezco line at 9:37, I believe, maybe 9:40 the latest, okay? To which I learn that the line is capped for the day. So I go there, and the guy has the line capped sign, and I say, oh, what does that mean? Is this where the line starts? Nope, means line is capped for the day. So about 5 minutes after opening, Mezco was done. And Mezco gets criticized for this a lot. That's kind of, I think, the allure of Mezco is they try to make their shit look so exclusive, like fucking, like Louis Vuitton, like Gucci, like Cartier. They want to be like the exclusive Gucci premium toy brand. And so they want their stuff to be sought after. They want the aftermarket prices to be insane. I think they take pride in it. And so obviously that helps scalpers. That's not really cool for collectors. So I'm shit out of luck for Mezco. So right off the bat, I start off annoyed. I'm annoyed with my day. I'm looking around at all the booths. We have Hasbro, we have Mattel, we have Jada Toys, we have fucking SH Figure Arts, obviously Tamashii Nations, NECA, right? All these different brands and these things and a lot of stuff that I collect. And so I'm overwhelmed, and I'm trying to, what am I doing? Where do I go next, So we head to the Tamashii Nation booth. So I go to the Tamashii Nations booth, And because they were stocked to the gills, because nobody wanted these shitty exclusives that you see here this year, okay? Nobody wanted these. As soon as these were announced, I know the lighting is bad. Let's try to get it in some better lighting here. Actually, side note, this is the guy I was the most pumped for. Really quick before I complain about Comic-Con some more. I wanted this guy. So fun fact, oops. This is one of the only ones that I've opened yet, and I am blown away. He is awesome. John Dubs said, "What's your favorite anime?" Mine is DBZ. Yeah, mine is Dragon Ball Z. It's a standard option everybody usually picks, but that's because it was so goated. It's so good. Anyway, this guy came out. I was in Japan earlier this year, and about a week after we left Japan, he hit the stores. He hit the shelves at the Tamashii Nation stores. So I was so annoyed because had we stayed in Japan one more week or we just went a week later, I would have gotten him right off the bat to begin with, and I would have paid much less for him. If you buy him in Japan straight from Tamashii Nations, you're probably spending like the equivalent of like, let's say 70, maybe 80 American dollars instead of 100 plus shipping when you buy online. He was $100 though here at San Diego Comic-Con. So not too bad, but I'm blown away. I love this guy. Wanted him when he came out, didn't really chase him, and he just kind of fell into my lap. So I was happy. So we go to the Tamashii Nations booth, and they hand us the menu, right? Basically, that's what they do. They hand you the menu for what you want, and then you circle it with like a dry erase marker. And I'm so annoyed with Mezco that I see Tamashii Nation still has everything available. Nothing is sold out. So I start going all out. So I buy the Gamer vs. Spider-Man. I buy 2 of each of these shitty exclusives. I don't even know why. I had a big budget to spend there, so I immediately decided to just go kill mode and just decided to buy. So I have 2 of these, 2 of the shitty Daima Goku. I kind of like the Gotenks, I'm not going to lie. He is cool. I already have the demoniacal fit Gogeta. So I don't really need this one. Honestly, I don't even know why I bought 2 of them. It was an impulse buy. I was kind of freaking out. I panicked. I was like, okay, Mezco is already sold out. Is this how it's going to be with every vendor, that they're sold out in the first 5 minutes? And so I got upset and I started to buy stuff impulsively. Then I got this Goku here, which I've been wanting to get. I have the lowest born Saiyan version, but this one is obviously the new 4.0 body, much better, really better articulation, design, and the sculpt work is really good. So I love it a lot, you know. All right, so I got that. So I went a little wild at the Tamashii Nations booth. We get the stuff from the Tamashii Nations booth, and then we leave again. And remind you, we had, you know, our kids with us, and I wanted them to have fun too. They collect their own things. So one of my daughters got one of these packs of the mini Nitos. She bought all of these, which was really cool. I don't know much about these. I'm not a big Funko vinyl figure collector, but she likes them, so that's fine. So she got those. We got some cool little pins and whatnot. So a lot of various things. I panic next and I go to the Jada Toys booth. And at the Jada Toys, John Dubs said, "What's your favorite game?" Probably Zelda. Definitely hardcore Zelda fan. And so I go to the Jada Toys booth, which they had this year the Street Fighter bloody injured heads sculpt, right, for every character. So it was just a box. This was so cool as a exclusive option. It wasn't back in the day. San Diego Comic-Con used to do that. They used to do like exclusives were a figure that was already released with a twist. Okay, kind of like this, I suppose, right? Like we already have this Gogeta, but this is the glossy, shimmery version of him, right? And so the Street Jada Toys understood the assignment. They were like, okay, we're going to do a pack full of secondary head options for all of our Street Fighter characters that are injured. And they sold out. So I go there and they're sold out of that. And they were sold out of the Invincible guy, right? And all they had left was T-Hawk, which I like. So I collect Street Fighter. I like my Street Fighter. I have Vega, Ryu, Ken, Sagat, quite a few. Anyway, so I guess this guy's huge, by the way. Very, very big box. And so that's probably the biggest box out of everything that I have. So they only had 2 left. The girl was talking to the guy behind the desk there, and she's like, oh, we only have 2 of these ones left. So I just bought one. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I guess I got something from Jada Toys. Woohoo! Then we wander around aimlessly. And at this point, I go to Hasbro, and I'll be honest, I didn't want any of Hasbro's exclusives this year. I saw the Star Wars one, the AT-AT with the Trooper or whatever. Didn't really care for much for it. And the Spider-Man 3-pack, didn't really care much for that either. I already have the Professor Xavier, so they just did the X-Men, whatever, 97 Xavier I guess, figure. So Hasbro really didn't have much for me. Again, this is for my taste personally. I didn't really care. I had the money to spend there. But we budgeted accordingly for like the past 6 months. So it really was an option of the stuff that I wanted, they didn't have, and the stuff that I could buy, I didn't want. You know? So I really was in this position where I was kind of annoyed. I was like, damn, this is a disaster. Then I walked by this booth. And this was really cool. This one got me. I had no idea that this was a company. Street Fighter is the biggest whore in the action figure toy industry. What do I mean by that? They have licenses with Storm Collectibles. They have licenses with Jada Toys. They have the movie license now with Hasbro. If you didn't see, Hasbro is doing the Street Fighter movie figures, which are going to be coming out later this year. So I didn't know this is another company that threw their hat in the ring. Called 52 Toys. This is their bag right here. 52 Toys. The guy that was working 52 Toys was a very sad Chinese man. He didn't seem very happy. It looked like him and his wife, to be honest. You know, these honest, good vendors, nice people, but he just seemed very sad. Like his booth wasn't getting any love. So you know what I did? I said, I'm gonna fucking show you some love. So I bought 3 of each. So I bought 3 Chun-Li's, 3 Ryu's. And I already opened 2 of them, which I was very happy. And they're cool, dude. I think, I'll be honest. Let me open one. How about that? I will be very honest here. For the price, I don't think they're personally worth it. They're very cool. Like, the way they look on the box totally got me, okay? Because he has, it's his Ryu Vagabond look, I guess. The Vagabond Ryu, where he's wearing his like cloth and he's like traveling or whatever. Very cool effects, awesome effects, but the plastic feels a tiny bit cheap for my taste. That's all. Nothing crazy. Hold on, let me put my phone down here for a second. But dude, he is sick. Don't get me wrong. He is pretty sick. So I bought him. I saw him, and the only issue is, I saw these guys, and I didn't know 52 Toys was a company. Didn't know they existed. Saw those, and my first thought was, I'm pretty sure these are going to scale with Jada Toys. I'm pretty sure. Last night, I opened him in the hotel room, and I'm checking him out, and he's very cool, and I realized, I think he's a little small. Actually, I don't think they're going to scale with Jada Toys very well. Let's put him next to Goku here really quick. So, actually, I mean, it's not horrible. Somehow he's taller than Goku. Okay, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's the proportions that are not going to scale well. My first thought, though, was that they're not going to scale well. Let's do Spidey here really quick. Hold on. I'll put this Spider-Man, by the way, again, I said it earlier. This is my favorite, hands down. Dude, he's just a wacky, like, figure. Like his proportions are sick. Like the beefed up torso, right? The upper chest being really beefed up. Obviously, I know he's the Marvel vs. Capcom Spider-Man, but seeing that what do they call it? That sprite transformed to a figure like this, like, it just works. It's just so freaking cool, dude. And posing him, the accessories that he came with, I didn't even open them yet because I'm still traveling. We're still on vacation here for another few days, so I want to like make sure I don't lose any of the pieces in a random hotel room, you know. But yeah, so I got the Spider-Man and I was absolutely pumped. So this is my favorite purchase, hands down, again, from the whole Comic-Con. Just very happy to have this guy. And I didn't even go looking for him. This was, I guess that shows you in life that it's the spontaneity that really gets you the most. That's always the best reward. The spontaneous finds that you weren't really looking for, and they pop up in that moment, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, this is actually awesome. So this guy's great. Back to Ryu, though. So this guy is awesome. I mean, he looks great. He poses great. The only issue, like I said, is I think his articulation here bothered me a tiny bit. Like, I guess how hollow it ends up looking. And the plastic just feels a little bit cheap for a $60 figure, by the way. And if you're paying aftermarket prices right now on eBay, you're paying upwards of $130 to $150 for this guy. So that's pretty crazy, okay? So again, that's much more than Jada Toys, and Jada Toys come with, I think, actually better quality plastic, and they have usually, no, actually, I'm not going to say that. The accessories are pretty good. Jada Toys and 52 Toys have great accessories. So that's the stuff that Ryu comes with. So you got his punching effects, his Hadouken. So it's pretty sick. And then I got Chun-Li, not Chun-Li from Pawn Stars over there as well. So, and then this, let's get to this thing really quick, dude. This guy, you might recognize this logo, which is Big Bad Toy Store's logo, I believe. Remember, the guys behind Big Bad Toy Store started their own toy line. So they do the Monster toy line now, I believe, whatever it's called. And now they're doing the Tick. And I walked by their booth, tiny little booth off to the side. Like, they were, again, not getting a lot of love. Not like the big booths, you know, because theirs was smaller. And I see this guy, and I'm immediately like, is he for sale? And they're like, yeah. And I bought him right away. And this is probably the second best purchase I made, is this radioactive Tick from the guys at BigBadToyStore.com. And I paid $40 there. I believe he's going for aftermarket prices are like 100 to 120 or something like that. So insanely cool. I haven't taken him out of the box yet. This is a weird one for me because I am an out-of-the-box collector normally. But there's something about this one where I just kind of want to leave him in the box for now, you know? Like, yes, I want to open him. I want to pose him and see if he's good, if he's, you know, has that fun factor, if you can do some cool things with the articulation. But I don't know. There's a voice in my head that's like, just leave it in the box for now. It looks cool. So I'm going to display it maybe in the room and just like leave it like that, you know? Very cool though. I love this guy. So to wrap up here, Comic-Con was in some ways awesome and then in some ways completely overwhelming, absolute disaster. If you want to do a panel there for any of the notable stuff, if you're doing the panel for like the queer rights in comic books, like, yeah, there's going to be fucking 3 people. All right. If you're doing the panel for, transgender comic book artists unite with handicaps, handicapped people at 3:00. Yeah, no line. You're good to go. But if you're trying to do like DC, Marvel, good video games like the Wolverine video game, anything like Lego, whatever, any of the cool panos, right? The MCU, Avengers, not Endgame. I keep saying that. Avengers, fucking Doomsday. If you're trying to get into any of the worthwhile stuff, good fucking luck. You better not have your family with you. You better be either by yourself or with a group of friends, and you're ready to tough it out for 2 days, okay? Right now, when we were there on Thursday, there were people that lined up for the Hall H panel on Saturday, yesterday. 2 days. We're talking 48 hours that people are waiting in line to be at the Hall H panel. It used to not be this way. My understanding is for Comic-Con is that you used to wait. You can expect people got there very, very early in the morning that day, like 4 a.m. So this is a phenomenon of like the last 5 or 6 years, really with the Marvel universe really going into like overdrive. I'm going to take a sip of my Red Bull here. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That's the spot. So, 2 days you're waiting in line. There are line groups that people have. I joined a group on Facebook about like San Diego Comic-Con. So you can actually take shifts, which is kind of a smart idea. So you're going to be like in a line group, and then, you stay in line for whatever, an hour, 2 hours. Somebody comes, tags you out, right? You go, you explore, you buy your stuff, and then you go back, whatever, later on. which is kind of cool. I feel like it shouldn't be that way. I feel like there should be another option. I feel like there should be another way. I feel like that when you buy your ticket, they should just make it so that you buy a seat at Hall H and whatever. Just like when you're trying to when you're trying to get in for a pre-order, or when you're trying to order an exclusive. That's a good one. The SH Figure Arts Genki Damatsuri Goku, right? That came out whatever earlier this year. And for the 40th anniversary, everybody went crazy for him. Nobody could find him. Bandai did the Tamashii Nations exclusive on their website, premium Bandai, right? Which, I was lucky enough to win the lottery on that, to be able to buy one. And so I guess that's better than the alternative, which is not having the option to get it at all. So they should just do something where for Hall H stuff, it's like when you go to buy your badge, you are taken into a lottery. Now that I'm saying it, now that that's coming out of my mouth, that actually sounds genius. I should probably start a movement on this. You get into a lottery, and then you can enter your information, and then after a little while, after a week, let's say 2 weeks, maybe even a month, I don't know, they do the drawing, and you find out if you have a chance to buy whatever, the bracelet for the Hall H panel or not. Or not buy the bracelet, whatever, to get the bracelet. Because I think it's already included in the price of admission. That's what I would say. So there was some cool things yesterday. We walked by where Johnny Depp was. I didn't see him. I guess we went there a little bit too early. Had we gone out for pizza, 30 minutes later, we would have seen Johnny Depp dressed up in his Ebenezer Scrooge getup, and which is pretty sick. Good to see Johnny Depp back. King shit. Love Johnny Depp. He totally won his case against Amber Heard, and then for some reason became a recluse because I guess nobody wanted to deal with him in Hollywood. He deserves his notoriety, his fame. He deserves to keep working so long as he wants to, and I hope that he keeps making more movies. And this is a really interesting role for him to dive back into, because it's not like some generic role where he's just I don't know. Because Johnny Depp will do very cool, interesting projects, and then he'll do something kind of random, where he just plays a guy, a librarian, a guy chasing down a book. No, the Ninth Gate, that was a movie. But I am glad that he's doing a quirky Johnny Deppian sort of role, Ebenezer Scrooge. He's doing his take on it, and it looks great. And the trailer looks fantastic. Ian McKellen is in it. Rupert Grint, whatever, from fucking Harry Potter. I'm down, dude. That looks good. So I'm very excited about that. And again, in closing here, I guess I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. I would say that San Diego Comic-Con, not for the faint of heart, incredibly packed, very hard to move around. If you have a stroller, nobody really cares, so you have to be a little bit you have to be bossy, as much as I hate to say it, and you kind of have to shove through people to get to where you're going. Otherwise, you're never moving. You're never moving. So panels, if you go there, I would do this. The ideal get-up for San Diego Comic-Con, go there with friends, people that you can alternate with. Buy all the swag you can, buy all the exclusives you can. Day one, Thursday, has no good panels, all right? Thursday really doesn't have any crazy panels. Friday, Saturday, that's the real meat on the bone. That's where they have the real good panels. So what I would recommend is that you do that. Make Thursday your shopping day. Make Friday morning maybe your shopping day. And then Friday and Saturday and Sunday, if you want to do panels, But regardless, it was fun in a very schizophrenic, anxiety-ridden kind of way. Totally, the whole time I was there, I can only explain it as my lizard brain was constantly on alert. And it's only because... And the people there are fine, by the way. Everybody there was cool. That's nothing against the people there. They were awesome. It was just that... It's that crowd size. It's that amount of people in that space. It's it does something where you feel like a cat where your hair is standing up, you're always uneasy. You're kind of always getting shoved unintentionally by people. You're always kind of on guard. So, and there are scumbags that steal shit from people there. I think a post about this earlier where somebody tried to, or not tried to, I believe jacked somebody's bag, right? Full of swag, one of these bags, right? So shit goes missing. So hold on to that shit, that stuff tight, and just keep it on guard, But that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. I was sort of happy, sort of not. And all I can say too, I guess, is while I was there the whole time, it's funny how this works. I kind of closed my eyes and I was like, I wish I was somewhere out in nature right now. I wish I was like at Joshua Tree or like one of these like hiking places. We're from Florida. We're not from California. This is only my second time ever in California, but San Diego is cool. The whole downtown is cool. The whole city treats San Diego like a Comic-Con, like a holiday, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see the whole community rally around this event and really like get excited for it, because you will be miles away from like the center where it's happening, and there's still restaurants that have, you know, San Diego Comic-Con themed menu items and drinks and stuff. Like, it is a big deal here. I believe they tried to move it to Vegas and they decided against it, and they're keeping it in San Diego at least until 2030. This is the update that I've seen. And then after 2030, I don't know, I guess it's up for grabs again or something like that. I think it should just stay in San Diego, you know. I'm not even a big California guy. I'm not a big California libtard. I'm a Florida redneck, you know, but I would say that I think that it's the right call to leave it in San Diego. Some things are good in their own environment. It's like taking a dolphin out of a beautiful body of water in the ocean, and you just leave it there. Leave it where it belongs. We leave it where it was born, where it's supposed to be. That's how I feel about San Diego Comic-Con. Don't pluck it up and move it to Vegas, a town full of degenerates and gambling and stuff. San Diego Comic-Con, in some regard, is sort of a wholesome event, you know? Like, yes, there's some lewd cosplayers there and whatnot, but overall, it's a pretty family-friendly event, and it kind of fits in well in San Diego, in this place that I got vibes of like a family-friendly area where people are very nice and upbeat. It's like an all-American city. It was cool. So, like, mixing that in with like casinos and gambling and drinking, it just doesn't sit right with me. So when I heard about it, I was happy to hear that it's remaining in San Diego. I think that's how it should be, and it should just stay like that forever, you know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The only thing I could think of is that maybe Las Vegas maybe has better infrastructure to handle stuff like that, because they do shit like that basically every weekend. There's a UFC fight or some kind of convention in Vegas every fucking day. So they are like built and equipped to handle it. But at the same time, I think SDCC was fine, and the infrastructure there was fine, and there was no real complaints other than, I guess they can make the building even bigger, which is insane because it's already huge. But maybe they can make the building bigger, but then it wouldn't matter, because then it would just level out and more people would come to fill that building up, because it's just such a massive, gargantuan event. So it's cool. If you've never been, I guess you should go at least once. I got mine out of the way, and now we're talking about going next year and budgeting for next year and maybe doing the whole weekend next year. We're going to see. This is Jester Poser, and this has been my little rant about San Diego Comic-Con as a first-timer, and pretty pumped about it. I hope next year if I go, they have better exclusives, because, again, the Mezco stuff and the Bandai stuff was the most disappointing. I have this one, don't have any of the Mezco ones, but I have the Bandai ones, I have the SH Figuarts ones, and I didn't want any of these, dude. I don't fucking want this. What the... Ew, dude. Daima Goku? I don't want it. I wasn't a big fan. I actually like GT way more than Daima. Maybe that's controversial, but GT was way cooler, had way cooler characters than Daima. And this, okay, cool, it's glossy, but guess what? I have the Demoniacal Fit one that has the base head and the Super Saiyan head and the fucking Super Saiyan Blue head. This one didn't have, do have now, and happy with it. This is the best one in the lineup out of the three. So I guess he's kind of cool. Yeah. All right. I'm Jester Poe.